Hi everyone. Be sure to watch to the end where I will tell you all about an exciting business proposition that is completely revolutionary, new, legitimate, and will change your worthless, meaningless, tiny little lives forever. But first, some content. With a re-catch-up. Let's go. I'm not doing it again. Matrix 4 The Redoing features everyone's favourite and personal friend of mine, Keanu Reeves, back as Neo. But he's not just Neo, he's also a comic book artist or something. It's very meta and therefore very clever, and frankly it dispenses with all that action crap that bogged down the hardcore philosophy and human drama that turned so many people away from the first 3 films. If the first film had been like this, I bet it would have done really well. Spider-Man Arachnophilia has all of the Spider-Men, or Spider-Mans, teaming up against several cheeky nobbers in a rip-roaring adventure that will blow your tiny mind with nostalgia for other, better Spider-Man movies. Did you prefer the first Spider-Man? He's in it. Did you prefer the second Spider-Man? He's in it. Something for everyone. And after much fan pressure, Disney have finally started putting out a bit of merchandise too. And don't worry about the environmental costs of all that plastic, because Disney says, don't worry. I'm not sure it gets much better than this. Out in January, so you know it's good, Scream! Sarah Jessica Parker reprises her role as a teenager who makes a living from streaming herself live in public places and screaming at passers-by until she baits them into hitting her over and over again, thus collecting some sweet settlement money. This is a weird one, because it doesn't really have a story, and Freddie Prinze Jr. is nowhere to be seen. Some are saying that it might be the best film ever made. Type in Shill Fantasticola Boudoir, that is, SHILL, Fantasticola Boudoir, to get a discount on her OnlyFans. But of course, the greatest movie out right now, guys, it really is one of my favourite movies, and I'm not just saying that, guys, it really is good. I like it more than Jeremy Jahns likes it. It's even better than The Day After Tomorrow, and completely eclipses Skyfall. That's why I get paid the big bucks. It is, of course, Moonfall. It turns out that the moon isn't in fact a lifeless rock orbiting the Earth, but an enormous cow orbiting the Earth. If Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin had bothered to look around or kick some dust away, it would have been obvious, but that's astronauts for you. Lazy. The film stars many people who are better than you, and features a cutting-edge soundtrack from Trent Reznor and Lady Gaga, working in tandem, although they didn't actually meet because of the thing that shall not be mentioned. Don't worry about that, go and see it. You'd get sick anyway. Herman Cain plays the titular Moonfall in his last role before unfortunately dying like a bitch. And I mean that with all due respect. My favourite part of the movie are the cameos made by Moonfall's brother, played by the ever-excellent James Corden, as Mulet, the scrappy little terrestrial body full of moo-moo power. Good on Corden for playing against type. See you on Saturday for Wings. And that's it. That's all the movies that came out in the last 6 months. Now, before you go, let me tell you about a risk-free way of getting really, really rich without having to do anything at all. ShillCoin! Have you ever noticed that most money that you use is owned by the government and isn't really money at all but just IOUs? It doesn't really have a lot of practical value because what could you do with it? It's just paper. ShillCoin does one better. Why is it better? It's better because you don't need to physically hold it. With fiat currency, the government is always trying to stop that gaining value. But with ShillCoin, the value of the coin itself can go up or down wildly, making it the perfect form of payment. And look, I'm not trying to scare anyone, but I'm going to be really upfront. The government-backed currency of wherever you are could collapse any day now, whereas ShillCoin is digital, which means it will last forever. Let me tell you how it works. There are 20 million ShillCoins that I pulled out of my arse. There can never be more, there can never be less. Unless I pull more out of my arse, but I promise I won't. You buy these ShillCoins from me, and I put your name in a cell in a spreadsheet. It's digital, so it can never be destroyed, and I have a backup copy on my dad's houseboat. Then, when more people come in, the price goes up, because there's more demand, and there's a finite supply. Unless I pull more out of my arse, which I promise I won't. It has value because we all agree it has value, unlike something like the dollar, which is just backed by not silver or gold anymore, just Joe Biden's Einsatzgruppen Gestapo police. It's decentralized, so the government can't mess with it. Phew, that makes me feel better. You buy some coins from me, and then the price goes up because of the demand. Then you hold. Then you're rich. Then you can sell your ShillCoin to someone else for more, for real money, and that makes the price go up. Then you can buy more ShillCoin, and the pattern repeats. And we'll never run out of people, because there's a sucker born every minute. When I have enough money, I'll pay some celebrities to tweet about it. Maybe a rapper to make a song. Maybe I'll try and get it on Sunday morning taped. This will cause the prices to skyrocket, which we will all benefit from. This is what scientists call pumping it. Do you think Macaulay Culkin was then, when the prices are high enough, we will simultaneously, through a call through my TikTok, dump or pull the rug, as the scientists say, and make loads of real money, which we will then use to buy more ShillCoin, and according to the laws of entropy, we can do this forever and ever, until I'm rich enough to buy a Ferrari and a small island off the south coast of France. Or anywhere. But that would be nice. The best part is that due to the quantitative relative gap, we can keep doing this forever and eliminate poverty. Price of the ShillCoin goes down? Not likely, but it could. We'll just hold. It'll go back up, and then dump. It's easy. That's why everyone's doing it. That's why we're eliminating poverty, because everyone will do it. And then everyone will have millionaires, and like butlers will be paid millions. Makes sense. I'm a very trustworthy person, I promise you. Yes, I did meet Jeffrey Epstein, but only less than a dozen times, and I paid for all of my own prostitutes with my dad's credit card. Flights. Now, you know that this is legit because banks and Goldman Sachs are buying into it, and the government doesn't want you to buy into it. If anyone can be trusted, it's the banks and Goldman Sachs and the government opposite to that. You cannot find a single person anywhere on the internet who's lost money through crypto. You just can't. I just bet you can't. Look, I'm a student of history, and I'm trustworthy, I promise you. And if you look at history, in 2008, that was bad, but no one actually lost their house if you actually look at it, because the banks bailed everyone out. Brus, we can't lose. I would make a lot of money on my own without any of your involvement. I'm just telling you this because I have your best interests at heart, you shite. Stay tuned for my next venture, selling pictures of my feet for millions of dollars. It's sort of like buying a baseball card as an investment, except it's better because it's digital, and therefore the value can't decrease. Also, pictures of my feet, or indeed whatever, will be unique to you, because I'll put a copyright on them, and most artworks and photos have never had that before. I am a tech entrepreneur, futurist on the frontier of entrepreneurship, business meetings. Quarter 4? Remember when we had to derive value from usability? Like, people want copper because you need copper to make wires, and people need wires. So you dig copper, you sell the copper to make the wires, but then more people dig the copper, so then the price of copper goes down. That doesn't make any sense. Frankly, it's backwards. The future is in products that have no application whatsoever. Let me appeal to your purely logical side. Don't be a pussy. Fortune favours the brave. Look at Sophie Scholl or Nat Turner. Buying ShillCoin makes you a hero, and I have no reason to sell it to you or suggest buying it. I gain nothing. My chain is better than your coin. When I was younger, I thought I wanted to be a film director or something, but then I realised I wasn't very good at it, so I became a critic. But now I realise I'm not bothered about that either. I just want money.